Hello friends, welcome back to Premo Cooks. I'm Danielle Premo. Today we're gonna make a really delicious, yummy, tasty, fun cashew sour cream. This is something that we use in place of sour cream in any recipe, obviously, and it's dairy-free. It's also packed full of nutrients with the cashews. Super fun and easy to make, and that you can have on hand for a couple weeks. Let's get started. First thing we wanna do is drain our cashews. So we have cashews right here that we've been soaking for 2 hours in hot boiling water. You can also do this overnight in cold water for 8 hours if you'd like, but the quick method is to pour boiling hot water on here. Now we want to strain that liquid off. Just to show you, once you've soaked these in water, see how soft these are? You can smash them with your fingers, which makes them far easier to blend up. Okay, now when you have your cashews soaked and strained, we're gonna add them into our food processor or Vitamix or high-speed blender. Then we're gonna turn this on and blend them and get them as fine as we can. And this might require taking the lid off and pushing everything down to make sure everything's getting underneath the blade. We might have to do this a couple of times. All right, now we've got them chopped up as finely as we are going to be able to get them. And you can tell because it started rolling itself into a ball like dough would. So we know that in the food processor, we've got them as finely ground as we're going to get them. So at this point, we'll add in our remaining ingredients, which are 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons of mirin, 1 lemon juiced, 3/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm using kosher salt, and this is 1/4 teaspoon, so I'm gonna do 3 of these. And then, last but not least, I have 2 teaspoons of honey. Get off, come on, buddy. And then once you have everything in there, besides your 1/4 cup of water, if you're using a food processor, start blending. And then pull this guy out, pour your water in. And now I'm gonna do like I did before and just push everything down one time and then blend it once more. Whoops, moving a little too fast. Beautiful. Check out this consistency, kind of like sour cream. So I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it's a little bit grainy. And this, if you have a Vitamix, you can do away with the graininess. Vitamixes are wonderful for breaking down anything and making it incredibly creamy and smooth. So for this recipe, if you have a Vitamix, you can make it baby butt soft. If you want to sponsor me Vitamix, obviously I have my slogan ready to go. All right, so now the last thing we're gonna do is taste it and then see if it needs anything additional. Not for me. It has the perfect amount of tart from the lemon and the apple cider vinegar, a little bit of salt. The sweet, really, you can't even taste the sweet from the mirin and the honey. Just balances everything out. This is such an awesome addition to so many things, which I'm gonna tell you about at the end of this video. But first, let's take what we've made and put it into a jar or container that has a nice tight fitting lid so that we can store this in the refrigerator. Now I can get my last little tidbits out of here. I'm so messy. Oh my God, this is embarrassing. Imperfect, messy human. Well, that's fine. Since no one's here and no one's gonna eat out of this jar besides me and Mr. Premo Cooks. So freaking good. So, like I said, place it in your jar or your container with a tight fitting lid. And now you can keep this gorgeous, yummy, delicious, tasty, nutritious goodness in your refrigerator for up to 10 days, maybe longer, you'll know by the smell. But that lemon and the acid from the vinegar are gonna preserve this for a while. Then you can use it in place of sour cream on anything and you will be very impressed with how tasty this stuff is. Stick around, I have a few more things I'd like to share with you about this and ways you can change it up and use it at home. Okay, all right, see you soon. I don't know why I said see you soon, but I did it. I said that. Here we are, back so soon. Let's talk more about this recipe. Cashews, obviously, star of the show. I would not substitute other nuts. It will have too much of an additional flavor profile that you don't want added in there. Cashews are really mellow and mild and easy to override. Whereas if you use almonds, you'd want to blanch them first. There's all this other extra work that you'd have to do. So use cashews and make sure that they're unroasted and unsalted. That's very important. Secondly, mirin I mentioned in this recipe, M-I-R-I-N. It's a really awesome Japanese sweet rice cooking wine. I use it in so many of my recipes. It's definitely a staple at my house. And that is something that if you don't have on hand, you can skip it and it won't make a huge difference. But if you do have it, use it. It's a little bit salty, a little bit sweet, a little bit sour. It's just my magic ingredient that I add into pretty much everything to tie it together. So if you haven't tried it, try it. Ways to use this are obviously in substitution of a normal sour cream. This is a little more flavorful and more dynamic. There's more of a dimension to this recipe than there is to a traditional sour cream because it has a little bit of that cashew flavor in there, but it's a really awesome substitution. It's really great on tacos. I personally love using it on handheld salad wraps or on top of soups or tacos. I think I might have said that already. And if you want to add anything additional to it, you can add in some chives or green onions or parsley or cilantro, jalapenos. You can spice it up. You could blend in some roasted red peppers. So you can get really creative with it and end up using it as a spread or a dip of some sort. So give it a try. It's a really fun recipe just to have a base for and then get creative with it. It also stores really well in the fridge for up to 10 days. I think that's all I got. Thought I was gonna keep going, but I'm gonna stop. I hope you all try this at home, and if you do, let us know how it goes in the comments below. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye. Change. Hey y'all, if you didn't know, one of the best ways that you could support my husband and I doing Premo Cooks, if you like our content, would be to like, subscribe, or comment. Any of those things or all of those things would be super appreciated. Thank you for watching.